being a new mom just has so many stressful aspects. Like, you give birth and then you're in this situation where you're like, oh my gosh, what the heck do I do? Yeah, you had the whole 9 months of pregnancy to know what to expect at the end. But when it finally happened, you're still clueless. Like, you're just like, what am I supposed to do? You don't recognize yourself when you look in the mirror. You don't know what to wear. You don't have anything to wear. You get super hungry if you're breastfeeding, but you also don't want to eat so much so you don't gain too much weight. But you also need to eat enough so that you can have enough for your baby. Someone said to me within the first few weeks of my delivery, are you not going to tie your tummy? And I thought to myself, like, I'm not ready. Like, it's almost like as if as soon as you give birth, people are already looking at you to fix this situation. And it's crazy to me that these people are mostly women. Basically, during my pregnancy, I ate a lot. I used to say to myself, like, oh, I'm eating like a thief. You know how you imagine a thief who breaks into a house because they're hungry? They would just like eat everything because they don't know when next their meal is going to come. Throughout my pregnancy, I was so hungry, especially from like the midpoint of my second trimester. I used to eat a lot, which didn't really make any sense to me because they used to say the bigger you get, the smaller your stomach because the baby or babies are taking up the space in this area. But for me, it was as if my stomach was getting bigger and bigger. This also transferred to the first couple of weeks postpartum. Like, the hunger didn't just all of a sudden die down after I gave birth. Like, I was still really hungry. But the only difference was that, like, now that I had my babies to care for, I didn't have the time to eat. Coupled with the stress of breastfeeding, I also got really, really super stressed about it. My appetite plunged. I used to choose naps over food. And that also didn't help my breastfeeding because you need to eat to be able to breastfeed. So I would say my appetite kind of normalized around 3 to 4 months postpartum, which is where like I started eating like I remember I used to eat prior to being pregnant. My belly size was going down like gradually. I wasn't really doing anything. Like, I just was not in the mood. It just wasn't my priority to think about my body at that time. Like, there's just so much soreness. I was recovering. I was like, I'm a new mom. I don't know what to do. I'm just playing everything by ear. I'm trying to make sure my babies are okay. For me personally, my body was the last thing to worry about. I would look in the mirror and I would notice how different I looked. I would notice how I had a lot more loose skin. I had a bigger belly. My boobs were fuller. They hang a little lower than they did. But I also noticed that my belly went down gradually. So at about 6 months postpartum was when I started to really think about like my figure, think about my health, think about my body and all of that. Which to me seems crazy when I hear or see women who are like ready to get their body back, 2 months, 3 months, 4 months postpartum. Because to be honest, during those months, I just couldn't think about anything else but like my babies, think about like, what am I going to do to be a great mom to them? And that's not to shame anybody. I just really couldn't understand why that's a problem. It might be a societal issue of people's expectations being put on you. Like I said, one person said, oh, are you going to tie your belly 1 week after I just gave birth? But then these people, it's possible that people are telling them like day after day after day after day. If that's the case, then at the back of your mind, you feel like, oh, something needs to change. This is one of the things that I have to do now. And I think that's just really unfair. So if you're watching this and you've ever said to any mom postpartum, what are you going to do with your belly? Or what are you going to do with your stomach? Or can you just not ask somebody that like ever again? People are going through so much. And it's just crazy to me that a lot of these people that do this are moms. You more than anyone else to understand the struggle, okay? So I'm going to get into the things that I feel like contributed to getting my belly to where it is right now. I would say that I ate normally. People often say that you need to eat more for breastfeeding, but for me, I just ate normally. Like, I didn't feel like I needed to eat so much because I wanted to produce so much milk. There's just so much pressure on new moms to produce milk. I don't know where the pressure comes from because I don't really hear like the doctors or the nurses saying, hey, you must. But I just feel like it's an internal thing where you feel like you're failing if you don't produce the milk. So you're willing to do like everything and anything to make sure that your milk is coming through. I also try to stay hydrated. I really struggled with this because, to be honest, my physical needs were like at the back burner. My children were eating every 3 hours, and that's twins. So sometimes you can be feeding and burping for a whole hour, and just bear in mind that you have 2 more hours before you start the whole process all over again. And during that time, you have to change diapers. During that time, you do laundry, you try to eat, you try to rest. Like, it's just like, where during this time do I eat enough? Do I rest? Do I clean myself, and all of those things. One thing I'll also say helped me with my belly is breastfeeding. They say that breastfeeding helps catalyze the process of shrinking your uterus. So I guess that helped me. I also didn't stress about my belly. I don't know what it is about like the body, but like when you stress about something too much, you don't get it. It's when you don't care. It's when you just do you that things just work out how you hope they will, if that makes sense. Like, just don't obsess about it. Like, I didn't obsess about it. I don't know if that helped me, but honestly, I just didn't care too much about it. My genetics might have also played a significant role in shrinking my belly, because I've always been on the slimmer side since forever. I've never been overweight. I've never been like not trim, so to speak. Right now, I am 7 months postpartum, and when I hit my 6-month mark, that was when I started wearing a waist trainer. And I tried to wear my waist trainer for like 4 hours a day. But in the last few weeks, I've really not been following that. I'm just like winging it. When I remember to wear my waist trainer, I wear my waist trainer. Like, I'm trying, but I'm not obsessing, if you get what I mean. Like, I'm really doing my best, but I'm not killing myself over it, if that makes sense. I also try to work out an hour a week. For some people, that's really little, but for me, who doesn't naturally want to work out, 15 minutes 4 times a week for me is a huge jump from 0. So I feel like I'm making a lot of progress. I'm just going to show you guys side by side of my belly before my pregnancy, my belly a few days postpartum, and what it looks like right now. Is my belly perfect right now? No. Will I ever look like I did before I had my babies? No. Am I expecting to look like I did before my babies? Absolutely not. Something just occurred to me, and I was thinking to myself, like, when a soldier goes to war and comes back successful, alive, and he gets a badge of honor, does he go home, lock up the badge, and pretend that it never happened, like the war never happened? Like, for me, my body and what it looks like right now is a reminder of all the things that I went through for 9 months, and from the day I gave birth till now. And it's proof that I've done an amazing job. It's proof that I've done something so incredible. Do you know what it means for life to grow inside of you? Not just 1 baby, but 2 babies. So the fact that I have more loose skin probably than someone who has had a singleton makes me feel even more proud. I'm not saying that it's less of a job to have a singleton, but my body has been through so much in this pregnancy that I'm so proud of myself. I'm so proud of what I look like. I'm so proud of everything that this whole entire body has been through. And I'm not going to make myself fit into a mold that does not fit for me. My husband and I were talking about this whole mold that society tries to impose on us. Like, for example, we have black hair and we're all like trying to tame our hair to make it straight. I'm out here wearing a wig, and those things are so normal to us. But if we really dig deep into these things, it shows that we have fallen for the trick, fallen for the trap of this mold that we all must fit into. As a black person trying to go to work with your afro, you would think, do I really want to do this? Oh, am I ready for people to put their hands in my hair? Am I ready to have like lots of conversations about my hair today? There's just so much that goes into just being ourselves that we just opt out. Snapping back, to be honest, I hate that concept so much. Snapping back to what? Every single day you're changing. There's nothing like snapping back. Anyway, I digress. If you're on your way postpartum to a healthier, you like feeling healthy, feeling vibrant, feeling energized, take your time, start small. Don't feel like today I'm going to start going to the gym and I must go to the gym every single day. Like, you can't do that. If you just go out for a walk with your babies in their buggy for 30 minutes every day, or 30 minutes twice a week, or 30 minutes once a week, from 0. That's a huge jump and you should be proud of yourself. So take care of yourself, take care of your babies. Make sure that mentally you're in a positive, healthy space because everything starts from the inside. Eat healthy, eat right, and talk to people. If you have people that you feel safe around, feel free to talk to them and share your struggles and share how you feel. And one thing I want every mom postpartum to know is that you're not alone. All those thoughts that you feel like you're having by yourself, trust me, every mom probably has that. But the problem is a lot of moms don't feel comfortable to share. And last but not least, I just want to quickly address the whole mommy makeover thing that's been going on. And that sometimes makes me so sad because any surgery or any surgery where you're put under is a risk. Like they will always tell you like every surgery could result in death. But for someone to decide to risk their lives and their child being motherless just to look good and fit into this mold that I spoke about before is really heartbreaking because a lot of times it's not about the mom being selfish. It's not about the mom just being like, oh, I either be beautiful or I die. It's more of a thing from society. It's an expectation that people have. And because we're social creatures, we are born to want to fit in. We were born to want to be accepted socially. So we just find ourselves really going the extra mile to make sure that we fit into these molds. And I just want you to encourage somebody today, either a mom or someone who you know is struggling with their physical appearance, but is really making the effort. I want you to share this video with them. And like everyone just needs to know that we don't need to fit into anything. And it's so myopic for us to say, oh, flat tummy is the only thing that's beautiful. Light skin is the only thing that's beautiful. Long, straight hair is the only thing that's beautiful. Colored eyes are the only thing that's beautiful. To me, that is just absolutely crazy. I'm sorry. So I just want to encourage anyone who's having like some kind of body dysmorphia. You're beautiful and you don't need to fit into any mold. But guys, anyway, I just wanted to get that off my chest. Thank you guys so much for watching. If you're new here, hi. My name is Itunu Pepper. Thank you so much for stopping by today. If you enjoyed this video, be sure to subscribe and turn on your bell notifications so that you get notified every time I upload a new video. Until next time, I will see you then.